Hey guys, it's Tanya. I am going to do another homeschool curriculum review. We just completed our science for the year, and so I wanted to share with you guys what I thought about the curriculum that we used this year. Just so you guys know, I did use a co-op with this curriculum. So I did have a little help for those of you that are unfamiliar with a co-op. Basically what that is it's basically where homeschool kids come together once a week and kind of go to school. So basically they meet once a week. They have a teacher. That teacher teaches the bulk of the lesson, and then she'll send homework assignments home, and then you as a parent will complete the homework assignments, as well as continue to teach the lesson throughout the week. And so that's how a co-op works. So we did use a co-op for this particular curriculum. I had used this curriculum in the past with my older son when we homeschooled him, and I really liked it. However, it is a lot of details, a lot of work, a lot of projects. So when I saw that they were offering a co-op for it, I jumped on it and signed her up for that particular co-op. So anyway, that's how we did our science this year. But the curriculum that we used was Exploring Creation with Astronomy. So this is it right here. It's by Apologia. And I really enjoyed this curriculum. I really genuinely enjoyed myself doing this curriculum. I personally learned so much about astronomy that it was just amazing to me and fascinating, and I just really enjoyed teaching it and learning along with her by doing this particular curriculum. Just so you guys know, it is heavily Christian based, so they do reference the Bible a lot. They do reference Jesus a lot. So if that's an issue for you, you may want to keep that in mind. Or if you're looking for a science curriculum that talks a lot about the Bible, then this is definitely a great curriculum for you. Like any curriculum that talks a lot about religion, you can kind of skip over that if it's a big issue for you. What we do is we still go into it and we talk about what other people believe, what other religions believe, what we believe as a family, how this fits into our life. So we still discuss it. To me, that's the beauty of homeschooling, is that you can really give your children lots and lots of knowledge about all different things. So so that's just to keep that in mind with this particular curriculum. But anyway, so let's just kind of get into it. Some of the pros and cons of this curriculum. The cons, and it really depends on your particular student, but I would say the only cons that we found with this curriculum was it is a lot of reading and a lot of writing. I mean, if you have a student that doesn't care for reading, this curriculum requires a lot of reading, which, you know, can kind of be maneuvered around. I would just read some of the chapters to them, especially when I was incorporating my younger students. I would just read those particular chapters to her. So that helped with some of the reading. As far as the writing, there's not really any way around it. I mean, it's just a lot of writing. So if your student doesn't like to write, you may want to keep that in mind, that this curriculum does call for a lot of writing. Basically, you get this little, upside down, notebook and journal that comes with it, which I love, but you are going to complete this entire thing. So that kind of tells you how much writing is involved with this particular curriculum. As far as, let's see, what other cons? If you're doing this by yourself as a parent, it is going to be a lot of details. You have to really prepare, really prep for the lessons. You can't just get up and say, okay, this is what we're going to do, because each lesson has some type of project at the end. So there is some preparation in it. But again, I mean, that's kind of with any type of curriculum, so to speak. So I would say those are the only cons with this curriculum. The pros is we learned so much. I mean, we spent an entire year on just astronomy. So to me, the fact that this curriculum is set up in such a way that you could spend an entire year on astronomy is amazing to me, and I love it. If you have a child that is really, really interested in astronomy, you can get this curriculum and you guys can take a whole year and just learn about this amazing universe that we live in. So I really like that about it. I also like that instead of a boring workbook, you get this cool notebook and journal, and it's almost like a scrapbook, and so they really get to kind of document and keep everything that they've learned throughout the years. So she will forever have this and can kind of reference back to it and see what she learned or whatever. So pretty cool little workbook type thing that comes along with it. So I really love that about it. Let's see what other pros. Again, just the fact that you can spend a whole year because of the way it's laid out, and it has really cool projects in it that you can do, and so that's pretty cool. So just to show you guys real quick how it works and what it looks like, if you are doing it by yourself, at the very beginning it gives you a breakdown of every single item that you're going to need to complete the projects for each lesson. So my recommendation is when you buy this to go through it and just go ahead and get all of that stuff when you first are getting your school year ready. That way when you come up on it, you already have that stuff and you're not trying to scramble and get all of that stuff together. And so it's 14 lessons, and it starts with lesson 1, which is what is astronomy. Of course, just breaks down astronomy, and every lesson is pretty much the same structure. So at the end of the lesson, you're going to have what you're going to do in your notebook. You're going to have your assignment. You're going to have a what do you remember, which is kind of like a chapter review. And then you're going to have some type of project to do at the end of each assignment. And so that correlates with your notebook and journal. Which, so just to kind of show you in your notebook and journal, every lesson you're going to do fascinating facts, which, you know, is something you found fascinating about that particular planet or whatever you're learning about. And then you're going to have your chapter review. So what do you remember? And then you're going to have some type of copy work. We would do this sometimes and sometimes we wouldn't. Every lesson is going to have a crossword puzzle. And every lesson is going to have your project where you write what you did, what you learned. Because she did her projects at co-op, we didn't have to complete that part. And then each lesson has a take it further, which if your child is really, really interested in that particular lesson, then you can, it tells you ways to take it further, to go into more detail, to extend it, whatever. So I really like that and really think that that's cool. And then you'll also have some type of mini lap book to do. If you don't know what lap booking is or lap books, just Google it. We love lap books. We love lap booking here. And so this lesson will have, each lesson is going to have some type of mini lap book to do. And that's it. That's how every single lesson goes. It's structured the exact same way. And so it starts with what is astronomy, then it goes to the sun, and then it moves to each planet, starting with the one that's closest to the sun. And then it ends with talking about space travel. And so that's how it ends. And at the very end is a final exam, if that's kind of what you want to call it. So I'll show you that, which was really cool too. So at the very end, there's like a final review, which was really cool to watch her do and to see how much she retained and how much she learned. Because we went so slow and we took our time, I mean, she learned so much, and so it was amazing to watch her do her final review. And then there is also a see if I can find it, a little place for if you take an astronomy field trip at the very end, which we live very, very close to, I can't remember what it's called, but the space something, which is in Alabama. And so I believe we're going to go do that this summer once we're done with officially schooling, we are going to go visit that just so she could tie it all in. And so I'm excited to do that, and you can do that too. So I think that that's really cool. So those of you that are homeschooling multiple grades, this curriculum can work for that. Of course, your younger students may not be able to do all of the writing, but what I did with my second and first grader is I would read the chapters, and then we would do the projects together. When we would do projects at home, we would do a project together, and then I would just ask them questions rather than have them write it. Sometimes I would have them draw something, and so that's how you can incorporate your younger students. For older students, they do have a notebook and journal that is more advanced, that is more challenging for older students. So for your older student, you could just get the more advanced notebook and journal. So definitely can be used, you know, if you're homeschooling different grades and different ages and all of that good stuff. So again, this is Exploring Creation. They are on 10, y'all. On 10. We're about to leave and go on vacation, so they're on 10. They're all just sitting here looking at me as I do this video. So anyway, this is Exploring Creation with Astronomy. I really like it, as do I with mostly all of the curriculums that I've reviewed. But I do really like this curriculum. Again, I learned so much from it. So if anything, I got a lot out of it. I learned so much. This universe we live in is absolutely amazing. And so I would definitely recommend it. What I'm going to do, though, is I am going to interview my 5th grader and ask her what she thought. And so that'll kind of help you guys, you know, give you the perspective from the student. Because, of course, I can say I love it, but she may or may not have loved it. So hop on over and watch that video if you want to get the perspective of the student on this particular curriculum. If you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them. Don't forget to subscribe. I will see you guys soon. Talk to you on Instagram, Facebook, check out my blog, whatever you feel like doing. Talk to you soon. Bye.